Hi Realtors, this is Lindsay Hutto, your Chief Advocacy Officer at SCR, coming to you live from the State House. We are officially back in session. Tuesday marked the second regular session of the 126th General Assembly. As we go into the second year of a two-year session, I think it's important to mention some extenuating factors right now in the political realm. First and foremost, it's an election year for the House and constitutional officers, which impacts and sometimes dictates the agenda at the State House. Legislators also feel the timing pressure to address carryover issues from last session while also tackling all new items filed for the 2026 session. Lawmakers have outlined key priorities for the 2026 session, including income tax reform, DOT modernization, and insurance reform, to name a few. At the beginning of each session, there are many issues that are demanding our lawmakers' undivided attention. However, your team at SCR is making sure that Realtor priorities are heard by our legislators at the State House. Our team continues to fight for policies that will enhance your ability to work and thrive in our state. Top SCR agenda items include reducing insurance rates and protecting policyholders, prohibiting eminent domain for private pipeline companies, addressing HOA transparency concerns, and looking into statewide protection for title theft and deed fraud. For more information on SCR priorities, please click the link below. We hit the ground running the first week of session, and here are a few key takeaways from the committees that met this week. The House DOT Modernization Ad Hoc Committee met twice this week. The committee reviewed draft language, and in fitting terms for the topic, it is still under construction. An item that would have been harmful to the real estate industry was removed: congestion mitigation fees, otherwise known as impact fees on residential development. This is an example of how our advocacy can stop harmful policies before they even move in the legislative process. A huge thanks to our Realtor champions on the ad hoc committee that fought to ensure that there are no additional burdens to housing attainability in the bill. The committee will meet again next week to advance the legislation forward to the full body. H 4817, the Insurance Rate Reduction and Policyholder Protection Act, was taken up by the House LCI Banking and Insurance Subcommittee this week. H 4817 is comprehensive insurance reform legislation designed to lower insurance costs and strengthen consumer protections across the state. The committee only took testimony this week, but they plan to take more in the coming weeks before it is sent to the full committee. House and Senate subcommittees dealing with regulations took up Real Estate Commission regulations this week to conform to changes made in the 2024 license law revision. Both the House and Senate passed them favorably to the full committees. The Senate Finance, Sales and Income Tax Subcommittee took up H 4216 this week. The subcommittee began their discussions on the House income tax plan passed in the 2025 session. The subcommittee heard testimony and reported favorably on the bill. The bill now heads to the full Senate Finance Committee for review. The Senate Finance Property Tax Subcommittee took up S 678 regarding homestead exemptions. The bill reduces the age of eligibility for the homestead exemption from 65 to 60 and increases the exemption from $50,000 to $100,000. The subcommittee gave the bill a favorable report and moved it forward to the full committee. So that's it for this week. Stay tuned next week and in the weeks to come as I provide you an update on what's happening at the South Carolina State House that impacts our industry. I look forward to continuing to work on your behalf to protect, promote, and advance our association forward at the South Carolina State House.